Apostle joined the channel.
Hello.
Hey there.
How are you doing, Shine?
Alright. A little frustrated on my computer, but
I understand that. That's why I broke down and bought a new one. It's expensive, but I love it. I was rating I've rated on full graphic, even in the big raid that we did.
well, I can live with frames being 20 or 30 frames per second. It's just when I want to have more brain power to do stuff like streaming or something, and then the internet on top of it.
I'll tell you what, Shiny, if I ever win the lottery, I'll buy you a brand fucking new fucking quad processor machine. It'll be a server stack. Just don't hold your breath.
Well, it doesn't make sense because compared to when I had years and years ago, I still have it in my trunk somewhere in my car, but it used to originally be like a 300 or then a 600 megahertz, and I upgraded to 900 megahertz. I mean, and then compared to that, this machine's starting to act like it's doing slow. Even if I've reformatted, but I don't understand it. I mean, it 3 gigahertz and dual core processor. Why is it choke?
That's why. It's because it depends. It depends on what your front side bus is on the process. Because no matter how fast it processes, if it's okay, it's like, okay, you know how plumbing works, right? And you got a big 6-inch pipe that feeds into the pipes in your house, and it determines how much pressure you have. Well, it's like trying to put too much water into a small pipe. It doesn't work. It clogs up and backs up.
I know.
So
but
at 3 point.
What doesn't make sense though is
It's not just the processors that have gotten faster. The bus lines have gotten bigger too. I mean, that's originally why they only did dual cores, because they couldn't make a front side bus that would even keep. It wouldn't even keep up with the top rated dual core processor. The bus lines at the time on the motherboards wouldn't even keep up to it. So some of it's your processor, and some of it's your motherboard slowing itself down. Why I thought it was funny when the dual cores first came out. They were pretty much useless because there wasn't a motherboard out that supported it fully. So instead of having dual cores, you had like 1 1/4 cores of speed. So do we have any plans this evening?
Trying to hold on. Someone try to talk while my mouth won't choke. Well, yeah, anything. I could probably. I'm gonna raid rift or 2 or see about a DH, at least get a chance to loot for you guys.
I'm down for it. DH is pretty easy too, so.
A third. is O'Seal's alt. Probably should just kick him.
Who is OC? Did O'Seal lead?
Yeah. It's because we haven't been regularly running HK. I mean, some of it, well, he wasn't here or available when we wanted to hook up with Genocide, and then it hasn't been. And so he started, you know, I guess, looking, they you know, him and his buddy, they know, or it's pretty much, he had friends that were like his brother and his brother-in-law, like Odgren and stuff like that, that came in. But, you know, it's just one of those things. Eventually, when, you know, all of a sudden something stops going, and they want, you know, they don't want to help get on and start to help make it, you know, back to where we were to be able to do stuff. You know, they just want to go to a place. They just want to go to a place that has a restaurant already serving food.
Well, that's because 90% of 90% of the raiders that are out there have never actually been part of the core. They already came in when the guild was already kicked.
Yeah.
And that's what lures a lot of people into thinking they're better than what they are, is because they go with this guild that's already got this shit on lockdown. Just like when I say DH is easy, because you guys make it look easy. Okay, I know you guys, you know, it was probably a struggle the first few times, but it gives you a inflated ego, so to speak. A lot of the people aren't as good as what they think.
Yeah. Well, what happens too is eventually, you know, there's a lot of new people that take them through where, you know, they just leveled up through the guild and then start getting them geared up to where they're HK ready. And the next thing you know, it's like, why are we still doing this? Why are we still doing DRs? Why are we still doing DH? Why are we still doing GP? Why are we still doing Greenscale and ROS? Well, there's some other people keep having an influx of people that need to get geared up. But they get to the point like, you know, yeah, half the time most of us didn't really need anything, and we're helping get other people geared up, and then they turn around and they're like, they don't want to run those other stuff anymore.
Well, yeah, and then you got to look around and turn the same thing on them and say, hey, what happened when you were new and you came into the guild? What happened? We geared you the fuck up.
Not even need anything, yeah, we geared you up.
You know, it's the same thing. You know, this is your core, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And that's the whole point. You got to get everybody, you know, you're only as strong as the weakest link on your team. You got to get everybody geared to go in.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to go back and rehash. It's just inevitable. You know, it's just like this one,
I guess,
like this one merge guild that merged in, and they, you know, didn't want to go back and have to reprogress in HK. Well, and here they join another guild that helped them do their HK? That don't make sense.
yeah.
If you're, you know, some guilds are out there that are doing ID, they're still doing HK because they have to go backtrack. They have to, you know, keep getting constantly new recruits to, you know, give them more gear or more chances to.
See, I love raiding though. I'd do it even just for the fuck of it, just for getting alts geared up.
Yeah.
If not anything else, you know, it's fun to go back and hit the content. You know, I know the new content is the most fun, but hell, I mean, max you're gonna spend in there is a couple days on the new content. And once you get it on lock, I mean, what are you gonna do the rest of the time?
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of interesting, you know,
Plus,
how
it keeps it fresh in your memory.
right. It's just interesting how after there's so many times, so many people I've seen that've been in and out that, you know, they get steamed up, all revved up for, like, you know, we're doing stuff, we're doing DRRs non-stop because they need stuff, and then DHs and GAPs and all that stuff like that, and then it starts to fizzle out because all they want to do is, you know, get in their HK.
They already got
or
their
ID.
gear now, so they
Yep.
don't want to play no more.
Yep.
And say the gaming community has changed a lot.
Yeah.
everybody's all about themselves now. Yeah, I won't say everybody, but I mean a good general percent of the people you play with nowadays are all about themselves. It's not a group effort anymore. You don't feel very much like a team. Like I remember back in EverQuest 2, and no shit, I was in a #1 rated guild worldwide, and it was a family. It wasn't just a raid team. We were family. We took care of each other.
Right. I think people don't realize too, if you know, helping each other out like I did, you know, getting, crafting up stuff, mailing stuff, you know, each other, interweaving a web like that of helping each other to get, you know, and it goes both ways. The other people will turn around and help back, you know, and they help others along the way too. I mean, or showing them how to do this, how that, whatever. It's, you know, it makes your raid, you know, and your team to succeed. I mean, and stay together. I mean, yeah. People don't realize that, but no, a lot of them end up they just want to get in, log in. They have raids. They want to log in, just come in just for raid. They don't want to, you know, they just want to sit down and eat at the restaurant, get served, and that's it.
Yep. It's like the guild is here to serve them, and the biggest thing I used to remind people, you get out of your guild what you put into your guild. It's work.
Mm-hmm. If you're not getting anything out of what your guild is giving you, you gotta make it happen yourself. You gotta make the, you know, together. I mean, you can't just rely upon the leaders and officers. You gotta actually help contribute that part too, I think. I mean, I can only do so much. I can't make everything, everything happen, you know. I mean, I generally, you know, do have a lot on my shoulders, but
after the last few attempts Chad and I have made at starting a guild, I mean, we had one that was slightly successful, but it's only because me and Chad were pumping everything we had into it, and then everybody else would just kind of fuck it off.
Yeah. Yeah, then there's some other, the gaming community of people that come in, they just want to ride on your coattails. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, they don't ever get real good. They just kind of come in and they're taking your name, so to speak, just so they can get the gear, but they don't want to contribute anything.
Well, yeah, there's some too that are really good at what they're doing. They just, you know, want to get in. They want to do. They do their, you know, DPS. That they do, you know, they know their skills, but they get in and you like for a while there we had the success of getting up there, you know, 5, 6, 7, 11 or whatever. They get in, and then next thing you know, they want to say that they own the shit, you know, they're the ones that making it happen. When actually it took time to build up to that point, and then they think they get in there and they just want to ride on your success that you've established, but then they call it and say they did it. It gets to a point.
They're the ones that did it.
Yep. Yeah. What happens too? Eventually, you get to a certain point, and then they realize, yeah, they don't need you anymore. They bite the hand that feeds you, so to speak. That they know better than you now, or anyone else. They don't need anyone else. They got themselves.
That's exactly why I've decided that I'm not going to start forming my own guild anymore. Even though I know we have the talent, I mean the core that, you know, I know Chad and I's history, and I know Mez's history. We got a pretty solid core if we was ever to start anything, because I mean we've been in shit that's much even harder than this. So I know we have the talent, and but the headache of trying to deal with all the people nowadays, it's almost not worth it.
Yeah.
Because they're greedy, they're selfish. It's all about them, and to get them to contribute anything to the guild, and then the people that you do find that are contributive and stuff like that aren't that talented as far as playing goes. So you'll find somebody that's really nice, but they really suck.